Betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It comes from familiar voices, from hands that once shared bread with you. Joseph learned this truth early, not on a battlefield, but among brothers who share the same blood, the same father, the same tents under the same sky. He was different, not stronger, not older, just favored. And sometimes favor looks like arrogance to wounded hearts. Dreams became accusations, visions became threats, and love slowly turned into resentment. "I had a dream," Joseph said once, his voice filled with wonder, not pride. But his brothers heard something else entirely. "Will you really rule over us?" one mocked, and another whispered, "Here comes the dreamer." Betrayal was decided quietly, before Joseph ever knew he was in danger. The pit was not just a hole in the ground, it was the burial of trust. Thrown down by the very ones meant to protect him, Joseph looked up as the light narrowed, asking questions heaven did not yet answer. "Let us not kill him," Judah said, calling it mercy. "Let us sell him." Chains replaced the pit. Silence replaced explanation. And injustice followed Joseph into a foreign land where his name meant nothing and his past meant even less. The hardest wounds are not the ones that bleed, but the ones that question your worth. Yet even as a slave, Joseph chose integrity. He worked with excellence when no one was watching. Betrayal could take his freedom, but it could not take his character. "The Lord is with him," Potiphar observed, not because Joseph was free, but because he was faithful. But favor does not cancel trials. Sometimes it attracts them. After a fall time,
"Come lie with me,"
she demanded.
"How could I do such a wicked thing against God?"
Joseph answered, running from sin, only to be overtaken by lies. Truth had no witness. Innocence had no defense. Once again, Joseph was punished for doing what was right. Led into prison, he entered another pit, this one with walls. Another season where obedience brought no reward. How many times can a man remain faithful and still be forgotten? How long can innocence survive injustice? But prisons do not intimidate God. Chains do not limit divine favor. Even there, Joseph served. "I see sorrow in your face," he said to fellow prisoners. "Tell me your dreams." While still waiting for his own future, Joseph carried the weight of others. He interpreted dreams, restored hope, and asked quietly, almost desperately,
"Remember me when it goes well with you."
But forgetting came easier than gratitude. Days turned into years. Silence grew heavy, and hope felt dangerous. Still, heaven was counting. One night Pharaoh dreamed, and wisdom failed Egypt. Power, wealth, and authority collapsed under unanswered questions.
"There is a man in prison, someone finally remembered, who can interpret dreams."
In a moment, Joseph was lifted from the dungeon to the throne room, not because time healed wounds, but because God fulfilled purpose. Standing before Pharaoh, Joseph did not claim greatness.
"It is not in me,"
he said.
"God will give Pharaoh the answer."
Humility met favor. Faith met promotion.
"I am Pharaoh,
The king declared.
but without you, no one shall lift a hand or foot in all Egypt."
Joseph stood there, not as a victim, but as evidence. Evidence that betrayal cannot cancel destiny, that injustice cannot outrun divine timing. Then came the famine, and with it, faces from the past. His brothers stood before him, desperate, unaware. The dreamers bowed before the dream they once tried to destroy.
"I am Joseph,"
he said. Fear flooded their eyes.
"You meant evil against me,"
Joseph continued, voice trembling but steady.
"but God meant it for good, to save many lives."
Power had not hardened him. Suffering had shaped him.
"Do not be afraid."
he said. Reconciliation replaced revenge. Betrayal wrote the opening chapter of Joseph's story. Injustice filled the middle, but divine favor authored the ending. Because when God is involved, even betrayal becomes a pathway. And what humans try to destroy, God redeems for purpose.